Hey guys, Ryan here, and oh my, that was a race. That was a whole race weekend of Talladega. I only got to see a little bit of the truck race, but oh my, do we have a lot to talk about here in this episode of Running with the Pack. Whew. Man, I just got done watching the 1,000 Bulbs 500 from Talladega, but I wanted to talk real quick first about the finish of the truck race. And Johnny Sauter getting his second or third win of the season. Oh wait, no, he shoved Riley Herbst down way below the WL line and cost himself the win on a penalty, which that would actually come into play later on. Which Spencer Boyd got the race win there. So great job for Spencer Boyd winning the race. Yeah, as you guys can probably tell, this isn't my normal space. Yeah. So yeah, the truck race, I only got to see like the last restart-ish of it. But my, oh my. Spencer Boyd, he went from 10th to 2nd and got the win because of the disqualification on Sauter. Which, oh my, I still can't believe that even happened. Yeah, that happened, apparently. Whew. Still trying to collect my thoughts because we just had an insane race in the Cup Series as well today. I mean, we had guys like Austin Terrio leading the race. We had Michael McDowell leading the race late. We had Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Joey Logano cycled through the race lead. Chase Elliott led the race from the pole position. But in the end, a lot of them, I mean, I think almost all the competitive cars ended up out of the race. I mean, Brendan Gaughan had a scary-looking flip. Just so many cars with so many different issues here. Like, I mean, hard to say which one was the biggest shock. I mean, both Keselowski and Logano ended up in the wall, and Logano's probably going to be... Well, actually, I think he's still maintained to be above the cut line because he crashed so late. Keselowski actually earned 2 more points because he was willing to blow his engine. And then... but yeah, then I think we need to talk about their teammate a little bit because Ryan Blaney won this race. Maybe. I'm not convinced, but NASCAR has ruled that the move he made on the final lap was legal. Unlike the Johnny Sauter move, he did go below the line with 2 tires. Now the question is, was he forced down there or not? It's hard to say whether he was or wasn't forced. I mean, hard to show intention in a lot of this. But, I mean, I just don't see how... I mean, it was so close that I can see how it... I mean, it's a ball strike call. You gotta let them call what they can call. But right there, Ryan Blaney locked himself into the next round of the playoffs, assuming he passes tech inspection. So, as long as he can pass tech inspection, he is your race winner. Ryan Newman, 7/1000ths of a second short from winning this race. Then I think Amarola ended up 3rd. 4th was Denny Hamlin, and 5th was Michael McDowell. Really great runs for a lot of these guys, especially the playoff guys. I mean, Hamlin, I think, is all but locked in for Kansas in a week. Amarola, he needed basically the day to rebound his season because, of course, he's out of the playoffs, so he had nothing to gain playoff-wise, but trying to rebound that season with a good finish. Michael McDowell, my boy, Michael McDowell, one of my favorites, got 5th place today. I was excited to see it. I wanted to see him take that win, but 5th place, we'll take it. Really wanted to see a win, but it wasn't in the cards, so... But yeah, outside the top 5, I don't actually remember who finished where outside of the top 5, but Yeah, we had guys, though, all throughout it. I mean, we saw several playoff guys with issues today. We saw Kyle Busch get into it with Ricky Stenhouse Jr., sparked an issue there. And I'm kind of curious to know if that's going to spark any or bring back up anything from Summer Daytona last year when a very similar incident happened between those two drivers. Or if there's not really going to be any kind of retribution thrown because it's not really a big deal because Stenhouse is not in the playoffs and isn't able to make the playoffs. Even if he won this race, he's already been eliminated. But yeah, we also saw guys like Logano, Keselowski, Harvick all get tangled up in incidents at one point or another. Boyer had a big incident there as well. And to be honest, I think Boyer and Elliott are pretty much in must-wins going into this next race. Elliott also ended up torn up. Bowman tore his car up, making a block late in the I believe, second stage. Like, it actually ended up being the end of the second stage for the caution. So, hard to say if that would have been the exact thing that would have won or lost, like if that's going to end their championships. But I'm sure every driver there is going to be thinking about, man, I lost this championship on this race. And Blaney, though, absolutely saved his year here. Came in 22 points below, was basically in a must-win, and he won. So, oh man, that was just a crazy race all around. I mean, we saw wreck after wreck after wreck. David Reagan ended up crashed out in his final Talladega start. Really bummed to see that. I mean, that you never want to see the guy, especially such a humble guy, out in his final start at one of his best tracks and a track he's won at before. Maybe he comes back for like a one-off in a Daytona 500 or something for a smaller team. But I think his days of winning are done, mainly because he chose to step away. Of course, he's not one of the guys being forced out. And speaking of being forced out, I do want to talk about this real quick. That we saw today and yesterday, because Monday afternoon race, we saw a lot of manufacturers getting involved in the strategy. Now, I personally see this as not a bad thing. I do agree that I think if we are going to let this happen, I think we need 4 or 5, maybe even 6 manufacturers to really make it work. Because the thing is, with Toyota only having 4 cars that are competitive, I understand the Benedetto is a competitive Toyota, but I don't even know if they count him as a Toyota this week because he is going to Ford. So he could help out Ford, try and help sweeten that deal. So hard to say, like, okay, that they're on an equal footing with Chevrolet, who I think has like 15 drivers, and Ford has like 12 or 13. So it's hard to say that they're on equal footing. But I mean, I guess that's give and take for Toyota wanting to focus on their 4 cars as opposed to Ford and Chevrolet, which have a ton of cars between them, but don't really have the funding behind any one team of them. To be honest, I think NASCAR shouldn't get involved here. I think they should just let the manufacturers do what they want because, I mean, in the end, what are you going to do? Tell them they can't have meetings about Corvettes? I mean, also buy a Corvette. But yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you really can't stop them from having these meetings because, I mean, I don't know how you can really stop them from having these meetings, or, I mean, unless you take away the locking bumpers rule, which really only the Fords are able to do from what we saw, and maybe I think Denny Hamlin was able to do it on Ryan Newman there at the very end of the race. But other than those few examples, I don't think we saw close to any drivers that could really lock bumpers, and that's like the one rule you can do to basically make it that you aren't allowed to help your teammate. You can't control who you're in behind, so if you end up in behind a teammate, you just have to back completely off because you don't want to get penalized. I mean, that just kind of seems silly. Now, I do understand that it is off-putting for people to see, okay, team orders effectively. And I don't think they should be bringing into effect the contracts. Like, they didn't, I've heard people say, like, oh, Buescher wasn't allowed in the Chevrolet meeting because he's going to the Roush Fenway Fords next year. Or, De Benedetto might not have been included in the Toyota meeting because he's going to a Ford next year. Or we don't know where Daniel Hemrick's going, so he was probably in the Chevrolet meeting. But again, I feel like contracts shouldn't be come up, so like it shouldn't be like, Suarez, pull over and let Bowyer by, or you're going to lose your ride. I feel like that is where I would draw the line in the sand is, guys, just please don't bring in, like, don't start messing with people's jobs off of this. Like, yeah, maybe give them a little bit of a pay bonus, like a bonus, like $50 in your pocket if you help your teammates as opposed to not helping your teammates. That I'm fine with. Like, if they want to give a little bit of a cash bonus to if the manufacturers want to pay for a small cash bonus, enough of a cash bonus to help their drivers stay loyal to their team, I mean, yeah, I would be fine with that. I just don't want to see them bringing contracts into it and being like, oh yeah, you won't be, you want to race for us next year? Well, gotta give up your shot to win this race. I mean, that just seems really like a very bad move. So, but that's just my opinion on it. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts. Please let me know any of your thoughts in the comments below. Also, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. I'm going to be doing another video later this week about the Gen 7 car test, because I know I didn't cover that a lot when it happened last week because I was busy with midterms and whatnot. So I will be doing a video covering that as well as some other news. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you and ring the bell if you guys want to keep up to date on all my videos. I'm also going to be streaming a race here in a little bit for the Misfits Racing League at 7:30. So 7:30 Eastern. So if you guys just watch this video, maybe watch a couple others, and then stick around for that in about an hour and a half or so. We're looking forward to that race. It's going to be their national series at Chicago. But other than that, thank you guys all for watching. Links down below if you guys want to support the stream, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!